with nextlevelguitar.com. Thank you so much for joining us today. Continuing on with our inspired by video lessons, we're going to take a look at playing some lead over a classic country progression. Alright you guys, before we continue, take a look at the link below here. Click on this link below in the YouTube text box, and we are going to send you a free video lesson and a corresponding ebook. Again, absolutely for free. It's free info. It's really good stuff. So please check that out. Click on the link only from nextlevelguitar.com, and we will continue on. Alright, so we're going to take a look at playing some lead, like I said, over a classic country progression. And we're going to use a lot of arpeggio-based stuff to help us outline our lead playing here. So in a lot of the examples today, I'm going to give you an arpeggio, and then we'll take a look at an example of a line built on those arpeggios. Let's go ahead and jump right in. The first part of our chord progression is playing from a D to a G chord. So let's just take a look at some arpeggios in this position. Here's our D arpeggio. And here's a G7 arpeggio. Okay, so my first example is going to be built on playing through those arpeggios. Now, I'm not going to literally play all the notes in the arpeggios that we showed, but we're going to target those notes, and we're going to use those to outline our lead lines that we come up with here. So starting out over the D, and now we're going to be sliding into our G arpeggio. So D, right there marks to the chord change. When we hit this note, we're over a G. And right here, when I outline this, I'm just playing back over D again. We can kind of think about that like this. Now, continuing on, we're going to change registers and play a little bit higher up the neck. So let's revisit those arpeggios in a higher position. Here's a D arpeggio. And here is a G7 arpeggio. We're again going to be playing over a D chord, going into a G chord. So once again, D to G7. And here's our line. And from there we'll change positions again. But let's recap what we have so far so we can see the position shifts. Back to the beginning. So up to this point, again, we're basing all of our lines off of playing those chord notes. We may do some chromatic things, playing below those chord notes or above them, but we're always targeting those chord notes to develop our lines. D arpeggio, G arpeggio, G7, and then the same thing in the next position, D and G7. Continuing on, we're going to be playing in the next segment over a D and an A7. So we'll look at a couple of positions for those now. I should say D7. and then we're going to throw in a little diminished arpeggio here too. Call that A diminished seventh. And we're also going to be playing an A9 arpeggio, basically the same as an A7. Okay, and once again, we're just building our lines off of those 3 arpeggios. We're going to start out playing 3 notes of the D arpeggio. Now I'm going to take this 12th fret note and pre-bend this up a whole step, and then release it. So it's the same as going from this note to that note. You're just playing it with a different articulation. Landing on the 13th fret 2nd string, and then I'm going to walk down. Again, there's a lot of chromatic stuff or just half step connecting lines that I'm playing within these arpeggios. There's an example of that. So over that, I'm thinking D or D7 the whole time. Now from here, we're going to play the A diminished 7th arpeggio as a way to sort of build the tension leading up to our A9. So here's a little run based on the diminished. Just 4 notes, nice and quick. When we get to this 12th fret note here, we're thinking A9. Over the A9, you have a chord tone, a chord tone, a chord tone, then half steps, chromatic, like we talked about. Those are not in the arpeggio, but they're leading us to one of those arpeggio notes. That's the idea with all the chromatic stuff. Okay, so there's all of our pieces. Now let's take a look at how they sound when we piece them all together. Hopefully, the idea is that we can hear the chord changes within the lead playing that we're doing. And you know, today we're doing it over a classic country feel, but you take this approach and you can apply it to whatever style you're into. You know, maybe you're into metal, maybe you're into jazz, blues, rock, whatever the case may be. There's examples of playing over the chord changes in all styles of music. Klezmer music, you know, it's especially prevalent in klezmer music. Polka. Alright, so there we go. Thanks so much for joining us today. Once again, this is Ben Zinn, nextlevelguitar.com. Great website. Head on over there. We have over 1,100 video lessons for you guys to check out. All styles, all skill levels. Is anything you could ever want, we have over there at nextlevelguitar.com. So thanks again for joining us, and I'll see you back here next time. Ben Zinn. Ben Zinn. Create kind of a sonic collage.